Greetings, Shepherds in Lapsley. This is Dan Stevens, Associate Executive for Missional Development, bringing you news and notes from around the Presbytery. Well, today I'm going to be using some very high-tech graphics back here, so bear with me. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about evaluations, evaluating your church's ministry, mission, programs at the end of the year. I thought about this because I'm going through a process of that myself with my own work here, and it occurred to me that this is a good time of year to do that, or perhaps at the very beginning of next year, since many of us are quite busy during December. We recently went through a process of evaluation with one of our ministry programs here at the Presbytery, and Carrie Speaker from the Mountain Brook Church led us through a great and simple process for evaluating what we had done. We simply asked ourselves, where did we have success? What were our failures? And what have we learned? And it was amazing the kind of insight that we generated around the table just among ourselves from our own experiences, and how much we actually had learned about reaching out to people in Christ's name. You know, when Stan Ott was here with the Acts 16:5 initiative, one of the main points that he kept emphasizing is that our churches need to let go of a fear of failing and embrace faithful risks for the sake of the gospel. That our churches need to become willing and adventurous in taking risks. And so what I might suggest to you along those lines is, if you're evaluating a particular program or the ministry and mission of your church in general over 2010, and you end up looking at your sheet and there's not very much in the failures area, then what I might suggest is that in 2011 you set some goals that have a risk of failing. But there'll be faithful risks, particularly if you're trying to reach people that you're not currently reaching now in some way. It's okay to fail if we do it in the name of Christ and do it in a discerning and faithful way. It's okay to fail when we're trying new things, because we can learn from it, and eventually, with God's help, we can move those things into the success column. You know, as I think about risk and failure, especially during this Advent season, I remember also the many risks that God has taken on behalf of all of us. I remember Christ being born in the manger. I remember the story of it. I wasn't there. I remember just the fact that God becoming flesh was a tremendous risk, a risk that led Christ through the cross and through the resurrection. So our pedigree, our heritage, is one of taking incredible risks for the sake of the good news. Well, friends, as you move through the rest of the Advent and look back over the past year and forward to the new year, I pray that God will be with you and help you to be discerning and to take faithful risks.